Ukraine keeping the peace and get attacked by Russia, will you come to their aid?
If the British people are in Ukraine and they get attacked, I've always found about the British, they don't need much help. They can take care of themselves very well. You know what? No, it sounds like it's evasive, but it's not evasive.
Keir Starmer's strong remarks against Nigel Farage have ignited a political firestorm. In a recent interview, he called Farage and his Reform UK party dangerous extremists, accusing them of misleading the British public. But did this backfire? Instead of diminishing Farage's influence, Starmer's attack may have only strengthened it.
Nigel Farage didn't even turn up to the debate in Parliament today. Nigel Farage is fawning over Putin. That's not patriotism. That is not what working people need. What I've done is take the duty of Prime Minister seriously, which is to ensure that our citizens are safe and secure, and this decision is made to ensure that they are safe and secure. It is a decision intended to ensure that we fight for the peace that we've enjoyed for the last 80 years, so that for generations to come they can enjoy the freedoms that we have enjoyed. So I've taken this with only one thing in mind, and that is the citizens of this country.
Farage supporters stood firm, taking Starmer's remarks as proof that the political elite fears him. Then came Donald Trump, adding his own explosive comments and complicating the situation even more. But what happens when an American leader jumps into a UK political clash? How will this shift the balance of power? In a high-profile interview, Starmer labeled Farage and Reform UK as dangerous extremists, accusing them of misleading the public and pushing a harmful agenda. He warned that Farage's rise is part of a growing wave of right-wing politics in the UK. For Starmer, Farage isn't just a political opponent. He's a figure who could destabilize British democracy.
You have a man from Europe, I don't know if he's here, I saw him backstage. What he did was, and what he is doing is sort of what we did a few years ago. He's doing a great job. He's always been my friend for some reason. He liked me, I liked him. And he's shaking it up pretty good over there. He was the big winner of the last election in the UK, and he's a very spectacular man, very highly respected, Nigel Farage. He's a little bit of a rebel, but that's good. That's good. Don't change, Nigel.
Starmer has worked hard to position the Labour Party as the voice of the working class, but Farage's growing influence threatens that image. Farage has gained support from voters who feel neglected by mainstream parties. But Starmer's attack on Farage may have backfired. Instead of discrediting Reform UK, his remarks only boosted Farage's appeal, making him look like an outsider challenging the political elite.
I'm sure the Prime Minister and the whole House would wish to congratulate Donald Trump on his landslide victory last week.
Hold on. I will hear the question. Nigel.
Thank you. But within a couple of days we'd learned of a third assassination attempt. Charges have been laid, and behind it are Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Has the time not come, Prime Minister, to prescribe what is so obviously a terrorist organisation, and in doing so, not just do the right thing, but maybe mend some fences between this government and the incoming presidency of Donald Trump?
Starmer's attack on Nigel Farage didn't go as planned. Instead of weakening Farage and Reform UK, the criticism only made his supporters more determined. By calling Farage a dangerous extremist, Starmer gave him a powerful rallying cry that the establishment fears him. Farage's base saw this as proof their concerns were being ignored, making them even more loyal. The public's reaction was clear. Farage wasn't being silenced, he was being turned into a martyr. Despite his absence from Parliament during the debate, Farage's name dominated the news. This media buzz only played in his favor. Donald Trump's unexpected involvement added a global twist. Trump voiced strong support for Farage, praising his political strategy and criticizing Starmer's attack. Trump argued Starmer had underestimated Farage's influence and made a major mistake by dismissing him as an extremist. Farage's growing influence, especially among working-class voters, threatened Labour's traditional base. His promises of lower taxes, smaller government, and less regulation struck a chord with voters frustrated by the current system. With Trump's backing, Farage was no longer just a domestic figure. He was seen as part of a global movement challenging the establishment. As the UK moves toward future elections, the growing alignment between Trump and Farage could reshape the political landscape, making the fight for working-class support even more intense and uncertain.